Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It was good, brother. Oh, I don't hear you.
Love that mute button, baby. I'll be like, nah, I'm gonna be a mad professional. I'm gonna remember today every time, every time. Um, Found out today Instagram has an actual web app. I've been trying to use it through the browser. Wonder all my functions is missing.
uh,
I think I should be good. I should be good to go, man. All comments should be going. Everything should be flowing. I mean, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Hey,
That's all good,
oh
man.
man. It was good though, man. I know you gotta do the send these out to the socials part.
Yes, yes, man. Let's see who's on. See if we could get them to stop by real quick.
Quick
See the
flyby on a Tuesday.
yes, sir. I see we already got Jeff and Shay Sweet Things in the building. Appreciate you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool now.
Sure, so silent. There we go. There we go. Good mama.
And I think got it to everybody that I could. What's up, Miss Sylvia? Thank you for joining. Yeah, big shout out to Miss Sylvia, man. She's helping us do some really cool things this year, but
Too soon to talk about it.
yeah, too soon to talk
Damn, I'll,
about
try, I'll talk to. I'll see if I can get you off mic. I get you off mic.
it. Yeah, after the show, I could definitely tell you. But shout out to Miss Sylvia, man. Appreciate you. See, we got Noble in the house. What's up, brother, man? Appreciate you.
What Noble doing here on a Tuesday? I know he got somewhere to be.
Kingdom Bros already got them for the Sunday work, man. So they free right now. They free right now. We got OG Knicks. What's good? What's good with you?
Oh man, fresh off the Jezebel at the gym, AK. You know what I'm saying? Getting it done early.
Jezebel gang in the building. I see it. All right. All right, we got a good couple of people, man. I think we can get into it, man. We appreciate y'all. Every Wednesday we are here, man. And this Wednesday, like any other Wednesday, is special. But of course, this weekend got a couple of really cool things coming up, man. I'm gonna get to my guy a little later. I know he doesn't want to talk about it yet. It's still early.
Never.
You know what I
mean? Hey, we appreciate y'all coming out on a Tuesday. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Tuesday. Shit. Yeah. See that just shows you.
We in routine. We in routine.
Yeah,
that's all.
Yeah, I'm always used to it being Wednesday, but we appreciate y'all coming out and joining us. Whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X, IG, man. Thank you for joining us, man. I see Tanya just joined. What up, Tanya?
Tanya in the building. She got to keep us updated on the Celtics score. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate you, Tanya.
Yo, man, like I know we got it slated for later. We always do the sports later on in the show. But I'm just trying to figure out when Tatum is going to consistently be a 20-point scorer. I know they're winning, but we'll get into that later, man. It's a lot. It's a lot. But listen, man, upcoming this weekend is going to be Mother's Day, man. So today's special show is named Dear Mama. We're going to get into a couple of really cool things about our moms, the mothers in our lives. And then we got a nice little twist for you as we go through the middle of the show. So just stay tuned, rock with us. We're sure you're going to have a good time, man. But first, last week was Patient Experience Week across the healthcare sector. And if this is your first time joining us, you know what I mean? I do work in the healthcare field. It was really cool to participate in it for the first time. And I've been in this field for 18 years and have never participated in Patient Experience Week. It was amazing to get out there, talk to some of our patients, meet some staff that I've only seen in Zoom boxes, and really connect with the people, you know what I mean? And your boy did get a nice little photo op for the system, you know what I mean?
That's what's up. That's what's up. Gotta get that updated every quarter, man. Every quarter.
No doubt. But yeah, man, I mean, it was really cool. And then this week is even bigger because it is Nurses Week, man. They are the backbone of the healthcare system. Thank you for your commitment to patient care, the utmost patient experience. advocating for yourselves, whether it be compensation or fair opportunity, and just constantly being out there and looking out for future nurses in the field, man. Shout out to you if you're a nurse or you got a friend who's a nurse related to someone who's a nurse, man. This is their week. They are doing some really cool things that I've seen on LinkedIn for all the nurses, man. So shout out to y'all if y'all tuning in.
Shout out to the nurses. Everybody know what nurse, man. Big them up. Big them up.
Definitely, definitely. And it's so crazy because I really wish that I had a better understanding of, the work that nurses do, because it's a hell of a field, man. I mean, I may get some slack from my physician friends out there, but don't nobody spend time with a patient like a nurse, bro. Like
doctors in and out. Says, listen, if the nurse give you what you needed, awesome. Listen, you got any other questions? They go back to the nurse and she'll let me know if it's a real situation. Outside of that, it's the nurse all day long, man. First person in, last person out, always.
That's a fact. That's a fact, man. But yeah, definitely shout out to all the nurses for sure, for sure. All right, man. So we're gonna get right into it. I think it's a perfect segue for our segment that we call I Am Not a Doctor. I just play one here on FCP, y'all. And this week we're gonna talk about the 10 best states for healthcare overall, according to US News. Now, they used like 71 different metrics across 8 categories, and they zeroed in on healthcare and examined data from CDC, CMS, and other sources to determine what are the best states for you to get healthcare access. And here at FCP, man, we like to take you from the least to the best. So we're going to start with number 10. That is Washington. Right?
I thought next to the Capitol, you know what I mean? Might be right? I'm sorry. I confused DC and Baltimore over there with the real Washington. But okay, all right. Understandable.
Got you. Delaware. I'm actually not shocked by Delaware being in the top 10. I'm actually not shocked. At number 8, New York.
That's it. We kind of far back.
Yeah. Like I at least thought we would be top 5. You know what I mean?
Okay. Like, we kind of, people come out. People come to New York, but New York City, maybe. I don't know. It's a bigger state than we think it is.
Granted. Yeah, man. Maryland coming in at number 7. At number 6, and we know one person in our chat is gonna like this one. California is at number 6. Rhode Island coming in at number 5.
Okay.
Number 4, and I already know I'm gonna hear about this all day at work tomorrow. New Jersey. Go figure.
How'd they get it across the bridge?
Right across the bridge, bro. Right across the bridge, man.
Questions got to be asked.
Yo. Number 3, Connecticut.
It's all close to New York. I guess it's the East Coast area. You know what I mean? Like I think we're in good hands.
Number 2, Massachusetts.
Well, same area. Upper East Coast.
Definitely. Number 1, and this is shout out to Precious. I know you're retired, but I think she would be proud of this. Number 1 is Hawaii.
I think it's a low capita situation. It's a numbers game over there. They might win due to the population versus the actual, so they might have got lucky on that one. But shouts to Hawaii, man. My coworkers got married in Hawaii last week too, man. Beautiful place.
Oh, they got money. All right,
I didn't even get the invite. I was like, yo, I'm like, yo, the boss is going. He's like, yeah. It's like, why am I here? The boss is like, Ken, if we all went, like, who's gonna run the office? I was like, wow, I got the short straw. I got the short straw. Nobody wanted to let me know we drawing straws. Say less. Mad emails when y'all come back. Just heads up.
I agree, man. That's nasty work. That's nasty work. So let's see. Eb said that's crazy because majority of those states have great resources for autism, not Hawaii though. Okay. Understood. Eb always coming with the good autism facts. Thank you.
Did not know that about Hawaii. See, something new every day.
All right. So one more check-in before we get into the main topic. Dear Mama. I wonder, we got Tanya in the building, Noble still rocking with us, Jeff, Miss Sylvia, Shay Sweet Things, Ebb in the building, and Y Smith, man. Appreciate all y'all being with us. So
Mm,
today, man, we gonna get into the mamas, man. You know what I'm saying? If you got love for your mama, which you better throw
yes,
some
though.
hearts in the chat right now. Throw some fire emojis. Give us something in the chat. Let us know how much you love your mama, how much you care for your mama. Every day is Mother's Day out here, man. Show some love.
Big Mama always holding it down. It's funny. I know we was going through like the fond memories of mom and the good times and the bad times. And hey, all jokes aside, I had a wonderful life with my mom. Like, but unfortunately, the life was so wonderful that all I remember is the bad shit. So we're gonna get into it, she got a funny little track record, as you can say.
Okay. And definitely want to level set, man. We're sending love to all of those whose mothers couldn't be there, or who can't be here today, or who have mother figures that are not here today, who may
Mm,
be sick. We want to send love, hugs, prayers, and good vibrations to y'all as well, man. Let's, you
yes.
know what I'm saying? We're gonna honor their memory right now in this moment, so we are not forgetting about y'all either. You know what I mean?
Mm, for
Oh, and
sure.
it's Teachers Appreciation Week. Thank you, Y Smith. We appreciate all the real time notifications, man. Shout out to the teachers, man. I don't know how y'all do it. I swear I don't
I
know how
don't.
y'all do it. He's my son, and sometimes I don't want to deal with him. So I don't know
Right.
how y'all volunteer to deal with strangers' kids, man. So we appreciate y'all for sure.
Right. Don't get me wrong. The two summer months off is sweet and all, but I don't even know if that's worth it. The other 10 months is brutal. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah, shouts to the teachers, man. Couldn't do it without y'all.
And it's the one thing, right? You can't hide when you're on vacation. When you're a teacher, we know when you're on vacation. We got
Mm-hmm,
kids. We know
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
damn well you when you're on vacation. You can't talk about, oh, I'm working. You ain't working.
You lying. You lying.
All right, man. So listen. Like Kenny said, man, we got some fond memories. We got some other memories we're gonna get into. But definitely for me, man, I'm gonna start with some of the fond memories I have with my mom. And definitely when I was younger, man, I gotta say, between like the ages of like 8 years old to like maybe 13, 14, just whenever I sat alone with my mom, she had like really some of the deepest conversations, just asking me like, what did I want to be? And I could have told her I wanted to be the president of the United States. I wanted to go to the moon. My mother felt like I could do anything. You know what I mean? And that was the first day that I found out like my mom could lie to me. Cause I knew like it's great that I got all these dreams, but I knew damn well like some of this
Uh,
stuff was just me reaching, like, you know what I mean? But the funniest part, the fondest moments, man, my mother is the most judgmental person on this earth.
mm,
Let you walk by her wearing something too revealing, wearing something you ain't supposed to, with somebody you
mm,
ain't supposed to be with, and it turned into gossip central. And I used to sit there, bro,
mm.
and just hear her go to work on people. But the one place that she did it that caught me off guard was in the church.
Judgmental in church? That's
In
God's
the
house.
church,
That's
in the
God's
church,
house.
bro. I'll never forget it. Me and my mom had the same seat every Sunday when we went to church, bro. And
Mhm.
one time, this lady had the nerve to be in my mom's seat. I've never seen my mom go off on somebody in the house of the Lord the way she went off on this lady. And she didn't use one curse word, man. Everything was,
Mm.
don't let the Lord come down in this hand and spike me across your face. Like it was
Ooh, that's a threat. That's,
crazy.
that's still a threat. Church or not, that's a threat when you hear
I kid you not, bro.
it.
I kid you not. And
Ah,
I'm
man.
telling like my mother, or when we used to sit outside in the front yard and watch people walk by, like, there she go, another man, little hooker. Like
Ooh, spicy
never
on the
fail,
non Sundays.
never fail,
I
bro.
got a question for you.
Yeah.
Growing up and watching your mother be judgmental, do you feel
Mhm.
any of that has rubbed off in your personal life?
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
Are,
It's
are you as
just
blatant? Are you as blatant?
I used to be before I found diversity.
You said before the check started adding up to the DU. Yeah, it was a wow.
Yeah, man. It was definitely a growth process for me, man. Like before I got into all this diversity stuff and opening my mind to awareness and different cultures. Yeah, man. I thought the worst of people. I remember being completely naive and ignorant when the Twin Towers fell, and just feeling a terrible way towards that community. But yeah, man, it definitely it rubbed off.
All right. Well, okay. The cool thing is for this generation / your generation, you was able to take, I guess, the fruit of that labor, corporate it. You know what I'm saying? Make it into something that you can use it every day without losing who you are, but you know what I'm saying, maintaining who you got to be tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you, man. That's growth and development. Now Darius know how to be judgmental and the corporate part. So now he got to add his own layer to it when he get older.
Right. And he needs the corporate part. Like, you've seen him. He's too honest.
Yeah, that's my man. We gotta keep if anybody gonna keep it true with me in the room, it's gonna be Darius. You gotta keep him that way, man. I don't never want him to change, bro.
How about you, man? I know my sister funny. Come on, bro.
She funny, man. Like I said, hey, your mom, she gave me 1,000 highlights, I feel, as far as things she did for me, as far as getting shoes I shouldn't have got, turning phone calls from teachers into smaller conversations than they could have been. You know what I mean? Like, you know, she could have took everything from me that day, like, you know what I mean? Genesis and all, but she chose not to, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna bring up some bad times with mom when just seeing her do things I didn't expect her to do. For example, you know, right around the corner over on Woodruff, way back, McDonald's was on the corner. Me and mom walking to McDonald's, regular day, right? But we jaywalking, right? And nobody in Brooklyn's waiting for the light, right? So we cross, we're in the middle of the street now, waiting for traffic to pass by. As one of the cars are passing by, bomber clock, middle of the street, my bush. But there was a red light ahead, so he couldn't go too far. Mommy took that as a threat, right? So she's walking super fast, holding my hand. I'm kind of following her, like, where are we going? Like, McDonald's is that way. Like, knocking on this man window here. Yeah, middle of the street, but she grabbed him by his shirt, Sean. Like, yo, Sean, she grabbed him by his shirt, middle of the street. Oh, bro, I'm out here for some french fries and maybe some nuggets. Like, she grabbed him by his shirt. Don't you ever, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I don't know how to drive yet, but I think he had the right of way being in the car in the street. And that's not supposed to be there, you know what I mean? But she's pulling him, dragging him up. And I said, don't you ever in your life. And then pulls him back in. He just pulled up. I'm just like, so we getting these milkshakes? Are we not getting these? You know what I'm saying? She's just like, nah, people just so rude, baby, but it's all right. We're going to be all right. I'm like, all right, we're going to be all right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Little shit like that stuck with me. She's like, don't take shit from nobody, even if they're in the right. I'm like, damn, that's a wild thing I'm going to have to remember the rest of my life, but here we are. But outside of that, man, mom was awesome, man. She just a lot of funny memories.
So now every time you walk into McDonald's with your kids, you giggle a little bit, like.
I always giggle at McDonald's with the kids because it's like y'all know the half. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all upscale now with drive-through. You know what I'm saying? We ain't had that luxury back then. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But similar to you, there was one part where my mom didn't lie, but she stretched the truth all the way till I was about 18, and I needed a driver's license. I'll give it a quick backdrop. Going into school. 3rd, 4th, 5th grade. Hey, we need the birth certificate, health card, all that. Enter your kid shit, right? She entered my birth certificate, gave it to him. Kenny Lee. That was my name, bro. You know the story. Right? I was Kenny Lee my whole life. Till it's time for me to get an ID, right? I was like, hey, DMV said they need my birth certificate. Can't find it. All right, cool. Go to the security building, you know, file for a new one, give them my social. Here's your birth certificate. I'm like, this birth certificate isn't matching the name that I know myself as. They go, no, this is the name on that birth certificate. It says Nelson. I'm like, I'm sorry. My last name is Lee. I have my high school ID. Like, here it is. This is my face. And they're like, that's cool, fam. That social security card number you gave us is this name. Is this something you want to tell us that's not true? I'm like, you know, let me talk to my mom first. You sound like you're a lot more official than my mom is, so let me go talk to her first. She goes, all right, I'll let you know. All right, you let me know. So I had to sit on down, see what this was about. She goes, you kind of had 2 birth certificates. I'm like, I'm sorry, what? She goes, I had the one that said Lee on it, which was my maiden name. And, you know, and then there was the other one that the hospitals had that had your father's name on it. I'm like, Mom, I'm 18. You telling me I'm a junior? like by name, right? Like I'm a junior. Like she was like, yeah. I was like, she was like, we went our separate ways. I figured. I was like, You figure what, baby? I was like, yo, I had to get my diploma updated to like Lee hyphen Nelson. But on my football
Uh,
jersey said Lee on the back. I was like, yo, Ma, you straight up lied to me? She's like, nah, it was just, it made sense. I didn't want you asking no questions.
Damn, bro.
I was like, but now I got mad questions and I'm smarter now. Like, you had a better chance getting this off when I was a kid. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, shouts to Mom, man. Love her to death. But we got some funny stories. We got some funny stories.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Between snatching up the dude in the car and the last name change, this is giving mafia vibes, man. This is giving like we had to
Shit,
go
sister. Like, family ties, bro. Family matters, man. And now I'm looking at you funny, like, interesting. What did she teach you that you didn't teach me? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's Moms, man. That's Moms.
Oh man, no, yeah, I love Tiny, man. I love it. The other funny thing I think with my mom was she always was very like giving to people, but man, she wouldn't let you. She would not let you forget that she did that shit for you, bro. Like she would
I'll
not.
bring her upper. I'll bring her upper.
What? She would not let you forget. Like she took you on a whole spree, make you feel like $1,000,000. The day you don't get her some water out the fridge, all I did was give you life, buy you sneakers, put that game in your room. It's like, all right, woman, I'll get you the water with the ice. Like, chill out.
How many
Like,
cubes you want, man? Come on, I got you. This is we arguing over petty stuff. I get the ice. That's
for sure,
funny.
man. For sure. But the dopest thing about my mom was what she taught me about money. And it was really just saving. She wasn't no like finance savant or anything like that, but she always taught me about always having your own money and how not to splurge it on nothing too crazy. The only problem is after a while she ain't follow her own advice, but I got the foundational principles of what she was trying to teach me when I was young. You know what I mean? And you know how it's funny. That's how it is with your parents, right? You take little pieces and some pieces you throw away, right? You ain't really running up on nobody in a car right now. A lot shit can go differently now.
I need that. You know what I mean? That's what's up. Okay, I got a question for you. What was the first time she held you down in the moment you felt you really needed her, that you wasn't expecting it?
I gotta say it was when I had my first real car accident, man. It was definitely when I had my first real car accident. A guy cut me off crazy, man. Went up a sidewalk, damn near into a house. Car was totaled, and bro, it was like the worst week or two of my life. You know how when you ain't got no car when you were a teenager and you just see everybody just driving by, even somebody that's in a little poop hut, you're like, at least they got wheels. Like I'm stuck here. I can't go nowhere. I'm like in my early 20s, matter of fact, not a teenager, early 20s. And yeah, I was just in a rut. Like I was just in a fucking rut. And she was like, listen, what I mean, we'll figure this out. Let's go to the dealer. She like finagled a bagel and was able to get me into another car, man. That was the first time. That was one of the first times. And then I know there was another one. Listen, and the ladies are gonna love this one, right? Because they love to joke about when we get sick. But when I was a kid, I remember the first time I got strep, I thought I was gonna die. Like, I'll never forget it. I had went to go shopping with a friend, and I thought I just had like a regular flu. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna go home, whatever. I do all the normal stuff, right? The hot tea, throw a little rum in it, have some soup. Bro, the next 12 hours, I was like, yo, this shit ain't right. You know what I mean? I couldn't eat nothing. Yeah, like my throat was swollen, everything. So I go to the hospital and mom's is just looking at me and I'm like, Mom, I'm dying. You know what I'm saying? I'm dying. Like, I can't eat nothing. I can't swallow. What am I going to do? She's like, nigga, calm down. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to test you. You know what I mean? They're going to make sure you're all right. And of course, I realized I just had strep throat. I ended up being okay. But the whole point of it was every time I thought life was just over for me, like I must have been the most emotional young black boy she ever saw. My mom always made sure that she reminded me that everything was going to be okay, even in the toughest times. So that's how she's always held me down, for real.
That's a good. Shout out to moms, man, slash grandma, man. She always there for the good times and pick your ass up on the bad ones. That's what's up. That is what's up. On my end, mom, as far as holding me down in the moment I really needed her. See, mommy taught me this thing called sarcasm, and it's tough to
Of us did right,
bounce back and forth as far as the time
but
of need is in
shit, my bad.
the matrix has do a matrix shifting on me, right? But it was a wait, you there? Hello?
Yeah, I see you here, but on IG I
All
can't.
right, long as you hear me, we'll figure it out later. Right, so, as far as like holding me down, like I don't know if I can have a pinpoint moment where she's like picked me up out of a situation where I just could not have gotten out without her. It feels outside of birth, you know what I mean, and everything else that was great in my life for her, of course. But I don't know if I have a specific situation where she's pulled me out. Like it's a couple situations where I felt like because of her they got caused, and then we had to find a way to get her out of it. I know you had a similar car example where she was able to get you a new one, but my very first car, 1990 white Maxima, loved it to death. 3 weeks into having it, mom goes, "Oh, can I borrow your car?" I go, "All right, you give me life. How bad could this be?" Like, so
Yeah.
I gave her my car keys. She took Christina with her, my little sister. Went to the supermarket. About 15 minutes later, Christina calls me, bro. Yeah, hey sis, what's going on? I assumed she's like, "Hey, what you want from aisle 3?" You know what I'm saying, at the supermarket. And she's like, yo, bro, half your car's on the sidewalk and half's in the street.
What?
That sounds like a weird way to park. Like, what do you mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? She's like, yo, this car came out of nowhere, T-boned us. I'm like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Half my car's on the street? That's on the sidewalk, bro? She's like, yeah, he came out of nowhere. Like, the light was yellow for us, but it was a red for him, yada, yada, yada. So, like, that whole week, mom was just looking at me like, yo, I'm talking catfish every night, oxtails in the morning. Oh, she was making meals that made no sense. And I'm like, Mom, it's not like it's the middle of June. Like, we don't need the whole Thanksgiving spread. She said, yeah, but I just feel so bad about the car. I know you saved up for it. And it came with the booming system too, man. I was a man for like 2.5 business weeks. Like, I was like, you know what I mean? But she was just like, she just felt bad, but she's like, listen, we're gonna get it back. We're gonna get it working again. And we did. It was a total loss. It was over. But but she let me know like there's gonna be, like there will be a grass greener situation as far as material things are involved. So from that weird lesson I did learn from her, like, hey, material things can be replaced. We can always make things better the next time we go around. And now we know what to do next time there is a situation. I'm like, so you're telling me next time you need my car, say no. She's like, I didn't say that, but you know what I'm saying. I was like, all right, I'm gonna take what I need to take from this, but all right. You know what I mean? She hasn't asked for my car since though.
That sounds about right, man. I mean, once you take responsibility for something and then something goes wrong, man, it's hard to ask for it again, man. It really is. It's hard to ask for it again, bro.
Thanks.
Yeah, man. So I remember, and this is probably one of the when used to just be pacing. You know what I mean? You would pace in front of your mom's room, back and forth, because you just wanted to ask her something, but you was waiting for her to kind of like look at you and call you, and you're like, "Oh yeah, hey, how you doing?" You know what I'm saying? What do you want? And then they're like, "You're pacing in front of my room. What do you want?" You know what I mean? Like, so I remember doing that vividly whenever I'd probably be trying to like ask to spend the night by your house or some shit like that. Just kind of like walking by the room. Like there's only so many places I could be going, right? After her room was the kitchen, and leaving the other way was going back to the bathroom or my room. So there wasn't much I could have been doing. So it was, yeah, man. So it was always funny when she would just be like, "What do you want?" It's like, "Well, I gotta want something." I was just making sure you good. Like, barely here, you work 2 jobs, and when I see you, I want to see you. I want to make sure you good.
She read right through that bullshit. She's like, listen, man. She's like, what you need, bro? Please talk to me quick, because see, my pacing as a kid was a little different, because it was like, for whatever reason, my mother had a knack of knowing as soon as I hit the bed, my head was on the pillow, and the blanket got right up under my chin. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like my maximum comfort level is reached, and I get a Kenny. You always ignore the first one as a child. That's your job. You're not supposed to respond on that one, right? So you ignore it. You know, your name gets a little louder. Untuck the blanket, get out the bed, walk all the way to the room. Hey, Ma, what's going on? She's like, hit that light switch for me, baby. Ma, that's all you need? Yeah, baby, that's it. Thank you so much. Like, you know, when I was over here before I went to bed, I asked if you need anything. You said no, light on, everything. Yep. She was like, yeah, I ain't need it then, baby. Now I do. I'm like, you ain't want to, but you ain't want to get up. She said, you said something? Nah, I ain't saying nothing. Good night, Mom. Love you. You know what I'm saying? So my pace was different. I was trying to make sure I ain't have to come back. You know what I'm saying? And I had to come back every time anyway. So we all pace for different reasons, man. But whether we need something or we know they're going to need something, the pace always happens as a child, man.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, man. So that's just the start. Oh, I see. Yeah, I do that now. Shay Sweet Things is not lying. I make my son turn off the light, go get water. Like, I get it now. I totally get it now. Like, it makes perfect sense. You know what I mean? You've got yourself your own little best friend that just does what you tell them to do because they have to.
Slash slave. Yeah. I mean, somebody got to do this shit. You know what I mean? I know Noble said I do that to my daughter. Oh, see, you know what I mean? Hey, man, some fruit don't roll too far from the tree, man. I've called my middle child to get the remote the other day, and it was about two couches away from me. I was like,
yep,
can't reach it. Too cozy. Oh man, yeah, man, it's a rite of passage, man. You got to go through these steps in life.
Listen, some traditions have to be passed down. You know what I mean? And it's only right? All they got to do is go to school, be good, and come home. Okay, now you just got to bring me water and turn off the light. Wow. You know what I mean? Like, responsibility. It's not that crazy. It's not that crazy. Mm-hmm. All right, man. So, you know, just giving our moms the definite respect that they deserve, man. And then, of course, you know, the mothers in our lives, of course, our wives who are amazing mothers, man. Appreciate what y'all do every single day, because we get that it is not easy from the minute you gave us children to just, you know, being the amazing women that you are every day. We know we don't tell y'all this every day because half the time you're telling us what to do, but we want you to know that today we appreciate you. You know what I'm saying?
So much. But they don't. What they did tell my wife when we got married was, "Hey, one day you're gonna have kids. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be dope." But what they didn't tell her was that she was leaving the church with a grown kid already. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So now that we got three, she's like, I got three kids, and I got three kids. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, Jen got four. You know what I'm saying? Like one you know, I mean, at least one of them kind of helped with the bills. You know what I'm saying? But she got four of them. You know what I mean? So shouts to her, man. Couldn't do it without you. Love you to death.
No doubt. Yeah. It's like that.
Do you feel you're on the kid list sometimes when shit goes out to the house?
Definitely. There's times when she come in and catch me and Darius, and we both look at each other like, oh shit, I think she mad.
He's like, listen, I'm gonna throw you in the fire first, son. We'll see what happens. We'll see if you make it out. Then I'll show face.
Like she like love you. She won't hurt you, but she'll hurt me, man. So you gotta take this L.
You gotta take this L for the team. It's a team loss.
Definitely, man. So we thought a good twist tonight would be to think about some very famous TV moms, movie moms out there that, you know, probably were a big part of our childhood, or even a part of our lives now through some of the TV shows out there. And we have to start with the infamous Claire Huxtable from the Cosbys, man. Felicia Rashad, bro. This was the first time for me that I saw a Black woman who was being depicted in such a highlight and such a prestigious family. You know, it was amazing to see
Mhm.
everything that she did, man. And she's still such a really good actress, Felicia Rashad. But the role that she played as Claire Huxtable, man, that holding that family down while Bill was just being Bill. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
or pre-drugs. You know what I mean? But yeah, Claire Huxtable, she might have been the role model mom as far as black kids growing up in the neighborhood where, mom went out, went to work, came back, still took care of everything somehow, you know what I'm saying? But she was the glue of the family. So it always worked out in that regard. But yeah, she might have been the first real mom role model that you like, yeah, I think I need a wife like her when I get older. You know what I'm saying? Like she was that kind of person. For sure.
True. Facts, man. And then we go over to Family Matters, man. I don't think Harriet Winslow got enough credit for the role that she played in Family Matters. And it was interesting in doing looking her up today. Seems like she actually left the show. I don't even. And it was funny. I was arguing with somebody the other day, like they didn't change the mother on Family Matters. That was Fresh Prince of Bel Air. They was like, no, I think they changed the mother on Family Matters. Turns out she left because there was just way too much focus on Steve Urkel.
I didn't know she left though.
Me neither.
It's funny. I do know at one point they had a younger daughter that just kind of disappeared. Like I do remember that, but I didn't recall her no longer. I think they tricked us where people would be calling up to Harriet upstairs and somebody talk back, and we just assume it was Harriet. You know what I'm saying?
Could
they tricked us.
Yeah.
I said I've been left that show.
Yeah, man, for sure. And then of course, you know what I mean. We got to go over the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, the original Aunt Vivian, Janet Hubert. This was amazing because you know what I mean. Like, granted, she wasn't directly Will's mom, you know what I
Mhm.
mean, but she had the other two kids there, Carlton, and I can't remember the other girl's name. But
Ashley.
on Vivian, Ashley. All right. So on Vivian was no joke. She was no joke. She kept it 100. Anytime anybody ever tried to step to her, the kids or Uncle Phil, she was right there in their face, man. And the infamous scene in the ballet studio where she did all that work and went outside and passed out. That's
She
that's
went in.
that's the typical strong woman that you see,
Mhm.
man.
Mhm.
They'll be ripping and running, bouncing around. They will not let you see them sweat, cry, or anything. And then as soon as they get in the corner, it's like, oh my god, like,
Every
it
time.
was
Every
amazing.
time. Every time.
Hillary and Ashley. There we go. Yeah.
And it's funny. Like everyone loves the original Aunt Viv because it's who you grew up on. You know what I'm saying? But I do feel bad for the backup Aunt Viv that came in because one, she wasn't dark skin, so now everybody's like, oh, it's a dark skin, light skin thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But long story short, I guess finding out now, fast forward, her and Will had actual off the camera static. But the new Aunt Viv, who was just an actress filling a role in a prominent black comedy show in the mid-90s. She stepped in and she kind of did her job, but she always got a bad rep just because she was the backup. I always felt bad for her, but even though in my heart I said, "Hey, I love the original Aunt Viv too," but I'm sorry you gotta go through this. You know what I mean? But I just want to shoot her some bell too. Happy Mother's fictional Mother's Day to her too, man. She deserves it. He swapped her out like nobody can.
Yo, seriously, man. We just turned on the TV one day and it was like, who is this? Like,
No
Uncle Phil
transition,
just out here
nothing.
cheating.
He said they think nobody's gonna notice. Like, it's like, you know what I mean? Funny
That's a
stuff.
fact. Then to bring it kind of to modern day and pun intended, Modern Family, man. I think Claire Dunphy has got to be the probably one of the funniest moms that
Yes,
I've ever seen on national television, man.
absolutely.
What is her real name? I know I got it here. Julie Bowen. She's been in
Mhm.
plenty of other movies. She is hilarious. And this show, man, I think it doesn't get enough credit for how it ties together the diversity and it also ties together some of the wildest shit that can happen in a family. But
Mhm.
Claire Dunphy, man, like if there was ever organized chaos, Claire Dunphy would be the queen for sure, man. Shout out to
She's
Modern Family.
she's super funny. She is super funny. Claire Dunphy. She's super funny on the show. I like
Mhm.
that show a lot. Al Bundy.
That's a fact, man. And then listen, man, I'm sorry if y'all about to start shedding some tears, but this show definitely always had me thinking, who's cutting onions, man? This is us. We cannot pass today's Dear Mama without talking about Rebecca, played by Mandy Moore. This is us, man. I mean, that show was just it brought the whole country together and made us cry every time that it came on, man. And the way that they just tied everything together, she was definitely one of those good fictional moms. That was really cool.
Damn, I got a sad confession, unfortunately. Me and my show record isn't the best track record.
Oh my god.
This Is Us is on the watch list.
Oh my god.
We just haven't. You know what I mean? But it's on the list.
All right, we're gonna keep this thing rolling.
All right.
A Quiet Place. Now I had to jump to the movies here, man. A Quiet Place. The mother in that movie, Evelyn Abbott, played by Emily Blunt. The scene, there's several scenes as a mom that really amazed me, right? The scene where she had to protect her kids in that basement and she stepped on that fucking nail in the steps and was able to conceal that pain because she didn't want them things to kill her babies. That's a mother right there. I don't think
Sean, look at me. Sean, look at me right here. I step on the nail barefoot, everybody dying. I can't. If my quiet was the meter as far as maintaining like everyone's heartbeat rolling still, my G, bro, barefoot Lego. I think one person would have to die. Like, let alone a rusty nail. It was wild dirty when she stepped into it. Bro. I was like, oh, that shit went like a good inch deep pause. I was like, damn, she's nah. There's no muffle in the world that would have kept me quiet on that one. No thanks. Everybody gotta go.
I hear you, man. A Lego, the corner of the bed, like, yeah, everybody gonna die. Pew pew. Like yeah, like
word.
Yo, I'm telling you, man. And it was just, it's funny because Darius wanted to rewatch it. He watched the first one with Shay, and then we watched the second one together. And I was like, yo, that's a dope ass mom, man. Like everything that she did. Like she wasn't with the shits, man. She was protecting her babies no matter what happened, man.
She overly held it down.
Oh, yeah.
Noble said, "I can't stub my toe in the middle of the night." He said, "I can't stub my toe in the middle of the night without screaming." Everybody got to wake up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's a fact. Shay said, "Pregnant while going through contractions, bro." Yeah, that's a fact.
Shay, sweet thing. You ate those? You just to keep the levels down. You ate those?
Oh no, she was talking about homegirl from the movie.
Oh, all right. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I thought this was about a personal life experience. I was like, what? You ate those? Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, man. So just like we have some amazing mothers in TV and movie history, man, we got some bad ones. We got some questionable people that probably should never be left with children ever. And I think a great place to start, man, is old school, man. Married with Children. Peggy
might have been the first TV wife for the streets, and we didn't know what the streets was yet. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no reason that you're wearing leopard tights and you're not even in the kitchen. You just eating bonbons, watching TV, like just not giving
a cigarette.
You're not caring about anything that's going on in the house. I'm like, yo, like Peggy Bundy really just out here not giving a fuck. I'm like, what we gonna do? You know what I mean? Yeah. But I don't know. I wish her the best, but thank God for Al Bundy. Al Bundy kept it rolling. Your video feed has disappeared, my G.
Yeah, man.
He said, yeah, man. Oh man! But outside of Peggy Bundy doing that for sure, who else was a bad mom? All right, I think it's time to bring up Cookie, man. Listen, Taraji P. Henson from Empire. Let me know in the chat how y'all feel, because we know she was running a business and all, but at some point she never really put the mom hat back on. You know what I'm saying? So we loved her. We loved Taraji as a person as well as the actress that she is. But who she had to portray in the show might not have been the best role model for a mom. You know what I mean? For those watching, that is Mr. Senor Lee. I want to say he was a strong 6 in that photo, maybe 5. I'll get that true number when he comes back. But he's having some technical difficulties on the audio side. He'll be back. He'll be back in a sec. But yeah, let me know in the chat as far as if you felt Cookie from Empire was a good mom or bad mom, because right now we got on the bad side. You know what I mean? She meant well. She always put a great foot forward, but she has some bad moments, and it kind of outweigh the good. Who else? Brianna Barksdale from The Wire. Another one, not the best of moms. You know what I mean? Like, granted, she birthed herself into that role, but she wasn't the best mom, so to speak. You know what I mean? Hell of a show. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. But she wasn't a good mom for the show. Another bad mom that we had on the dock was I'll take you all the way back to Home Alone. Mrs. McAllister, she was not a good mom. Granted, the husband had a couple of dollars, big trips, nice house in the suburbs, but if the mom of the house can't do a inventory check on personnel or bodies at the airport, she might not be the one. You know what I mean? It might be time for everybody to kind of move on and go, you know what? Maybe you ain't fit to be a mom. Maybe you're a stay-at-home mom. You traveling with the kids, it's just not a good thing. Like, and for you not to notice until, like, I'm talking like landing as far as Home Alone goes. You know what I'm saying? It was always too late by the time it all came together with her. So I don't know how she got it done, but I think they came out with a part 2 and 3. She kept repeating the cycle. But I mean, shouts to her. Her husband was rich, so she didn't give a fuck. The last worst mother in TV says movie history we had, what Noble said, she did Kept Dirty twice at a minimum. You know what I'm saying? He had to defend the whole crib, like, with mad MacGyver like tactics, like, you know what I'm saying? like powder in the basement, electrical shit on the second floor. Like, he was going above and beyond. Like, I don't know what they was teaching him in school, but I didn't learn a lot of the shit that he happened to endure to protect himself in the crib. You know what I'm saying? What else we got here? We also had, Angela Bassett in Black Panther. Now, I know what y'all thinking. Listen, she was a great mother in Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? And Angela Bassett, every time she is a mom in a movie, she is a great mother. But when you watch your son get thrown from a cliff, not that, hey, we understand it was a ritual. It was something that, that kind of had to play out. It's a movie, it's fiction. But her doing that, it's kind of weird. Like, you shouldn't let your child get thrown off. You should have a gun on you if there's ever a cliff around and you see your son fighting. I'll say that. You know what I'm saying? There should be a way for you to get around that. You know what I mean? Noble. Oh, yeah, that's a good, we got to add her to the list. Monique in Precious was a terrible mother. Like, she might be like 1B as far as bad moms on Hollywood scenes. Like, she wasn't the one for it. She was no good. The way she treated her kid throughout that movie was wild. But hey, it was so bad. Like, people was like almost shaming her in real life because of the person that she portrayed in that movie. That's how bad of a figure she had to portray as an actress in that one. But Monique and Precious, top notch by a bad mom for sure. Of course, I think that's the last one we had for the bad moms, man. We're gonna see if Sean can come back at some point. If not, it's gonna be me wrapping up with y'all. I apologize. Any questions in the chat, let me know. I got you. I'm gonna get to you. Noble said, yeah, I wasn't watching Precious the second time either, bro. Some movies just aren't rewatchable, and there was too much negativity, too much darkness in Precious for you to want to go back and relive/watch any of that. You know what I mean? But outside of that, any other bad moms or great moms in Hollywood/fiction, let us know. And any honorary members that you might would have put up there. I think Gina from Martin probably would have been a good mom. She had a big head, and mom was always scared of having a baby because of the big head situation. But I think she would have been a good mom. You know what I mean? If it came down to it, she probably would have been one to get it done. Who else is here? Who else is in the chat? I don't know. Sean coming back, y'all. Yo, Shay, give us the lowdown. What's happening with Senor Lee on your side whenever you go. But there was something I sent Sean earlier this week. For anyone that does follow the show, as you know, there's a Jezebel hour. And that Jezebel hour has a firm shutoff of 2 a.m. Now, at 2 a.m., if you have a spouse/partner or whoever you may be, you feel 2 a.m. might be the cutoff where you should be home by now. Whatever your gallivanting might have taken you in the early pre-night the night before, come midnight, come 1 o'clock, you start wrapping that up, but you should be home by 2. If you come home after 2, though, it's a little awkward because like, how much fun were you really having out there without me, right? So this Jezebel theory comes because Jamil Hill, for those that know, she used to work with ESPN, but she's an author, Pulitzer Prize winner. She's great with her pen. Her and her husband discuss reasonable times that your spouse should be coming home, right? Shouts to Tanya, of course. Tanya's turn. She sent this to us in the IG chat earlier this week. But we're going to bring it here for everybody to chit chat about it. Jamil and her husband moved the time up from 2 a.m. to 12 a.m. Now, hey, y'all lost 2 hours, and I'm sorry about that. But his rule was good for you isn't necessarily good for me. So although he felt that she had to be home by 12, he felt as long as communication was open on his side and he was transparent on where he was, he could come home whatever time he may need to come home. We got to know, Sean included, what you guys think about that. If there's open communication, is 2 a.m. just a number at that point? Can you come in at any time you need as long as there's open communication? Or is 2 a.m. a hard out just on one side of the party where the other one can do what they want, but you got to be home at 2 a.m.? If so, let us know. Curious. He don't believe it. All right. Technical difficulties on Senor. We'll get it working. It is what it is. But yeah, let us know. Gallivant is Tanya. Like, you know what I mean? Noble, how is it touchy? Noble, talk to me. How could it be touchy? Like, am I wrong as a man to go, you say, hey, you got to be home at 2 o'clock, but I'm going to get home when I got to get home as long as we got open communication? Should a woman really be out at 2 o'clock outside if they don't got the, the license to carry anyway? Like, you don't want to get kidnapped. White van life. You don't want that. I tell my wife that all the time. Even when she goes to the store in the daytime, but hey, you sure you don't want to drive there? You all right? No, I'm gonna just walk. It's around the corner. I'm like, yeah, but people got white vans, baby. You don't want to be that guy. Or that woman out there getting thrown in a white van and we not knowing where you are till like tomorrow and shit. You know what I mean? But listen, guys, I get it. Not that that they're impenetrable to anything happening on the outside, but a woman might be more, unfortunately, easier target for someone looking to cause some harm. You know what I'm saying? So you should be home by 2 for that reason alone, because there's nothing good outside after 2 o'clock. Just the trap lords, gangbangers, shit like that. You don't want to be involved with that crew at this time of night. You got to get home to the family. Somebody got to watch these kids. You know what I'm saying? But Noble said, yeah, that's touchy, man. Mr. Noble 85, it sounds like you have an open communication on your side, but it sounds like you got a hard time limit on her side. Let us know, man, what you going through over there. OG Nick says, I agree with open communication. No double standards here. Double standards. We're all about double standards, OG Nick's. Like, what's good for me ain't good for you. Like I just said, like, you can be picked up and thrown in the van. Me, I got some weight on me. It's going to be a little bit of a tussle before I get thrown in the van. You know what I'm saying? And plus, like, your ransom is a lot higher than mine would be. So it's a money issue too, man. You got to get home before 2. What else we had here? Just the Jezebel theory. Let us know. Is 12 o'clock now too soon, or is 2 a.m. now all right? Now that 12 a.m. is okay in some relationships and not yours. Let us know in the chat when you could. Let us know. Another thing that's been happening this week, listen, if you've been living under a rock or you're not even a fan of hip-hop whatsoever, hip-hop is back. I think it just might have died down earlier today, late yesterday. But this whole Drake, Kendrick, like that situation has unfolded. It gave us 4 phenomenal tracks from both artists. But here at the FCP, we need to know like who you got winning this thing. I think it's over. I think the Heart Part 6, Drake found exhausted / defeated / I want to start my vacation. I just went on a 100 city tour. I don't want to do this back and forth. I've been living in the studio the past 10 days because of this shit. But me personally, I'm giving the upper hand to Kendrick as far as artistry goes, even though he might have got fed some bad info. If that info was never fed, these are 2 tracks that probably wouldn't even exist. So I'm happy that fake info was given to him, and he was able to turn that into about 10 minutes of audio and beautiful fucking samples that he pulled out of nowhere. You know what I mean? But my ticket goes to Kendrick in the Wind if it was to end today with the Heart Part 6 being the last part of the installment series. But shout out to them. I think they got over 250 million streams over the past 10 days or so. Italians are not like us. They got the West Coast going crazy. They thought Kendrick couldn't do a party joint. Not only did he do a party joint, but he might get #1 this week. And he's calling the the media darling Drake. He's calling him all kinds of wild names. He's going to be a number one record this week. So it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough for him to bounce back from that. He wasn't Meek Mill as an opponent. Now that Drake knows. But listen, a lot of people are sleeping on Family Matters. That's a really good fucking track. I know he stepped on that shit with Meet the Grams like 20 minutes later, but Family Matters is a solid, solid track in the diss world. He touched on a lot of parts. He really attacked Kendrick on that one specifically, but the visuals he had with it, then kind of backtracking and showing everything. He was eating that new hung po, that exact meal that Kendrick was talking about in the song. You know what I mean? Like, I think it was a really good battle. Like, I do give Kung Fu Kenny the edge, not because we share the same name, but I do think he tried to do his thing on that side. But I will give it to him on that regard because he just the samples alone. This is the first time Drake was ever outproduced as far as him going towards a battle, where the other person's beats are just better than yours. And the samples he was pulling from Marvin Gaye and everybody else on the what was it, the 616 LA or LA 616, something like that. Kendrick just kind of murdered him on that aspect. But shout out to Kendrick, shout out to hip hop. Everybody wins, honestly. I don't know what happened to Drake's crib earlier this morning, but hey, I heard it's XO weekend related. So let's see Kung Fu Kenny out of that one if we could. Just bear with us as well. Sean is still working on some technical difficulties on his side. Internet problems. It is what it is. He'll be back. Another thing that was on Netflix that we was gonna get to. Tom Brady, as you know, probably the most decorated NFL quarterback, in history. They did a professional roast of him on Netflix. Now, it was hosted by Kevin Hart. I didn't get to see it in its entirety myself. Sean did see it in its entirety, and he'll be back in a moment to let us all know his thoughts on it. But if you saw it, please let us know your thoughts on how it was. If they got him, if they took it easy on him, if they went, whoa, 79 102. Oh, okay. Whew. I thought that was 79 Cleveland 102 Celtics, but Celtics are up. For those who are here with us and not watching the NBA playoffs, we appreciate you. But Celtics are up 102-79 at the moment over the Cavs. Man, Senor Lee's back. You're on mute, but you are back. All right, he'll be with us in a moment. But I was just telling everybody in the crowd more so about the greatest roast of all time, but with Tom Brady. You're still on mute though, bro. Hello?
Can you hear me?
My man, you are back. But
Right.
yeah, I went through the rest of the worst mothers in history. We spoke on the Jezebel stuff. Had a couple of naysayers as far as the 12 a.m. the 2 a.m. Jump with Jamil and her husband. Some was on board. Some felt it was transparent. OG Knicks gave a lot of Jezebel feedback. You know what I mean? But all in all, I think everybody understood the premise there. But talk to me about Tom Brady and his roast over on Netflix. Did you get to see it?
Yeah, man, it was actually really cool. I think he had a good guest of people. It was hosted by Kevin Hart. I think the gist of it was really just to like highlight a lot of the controversial shit that he's been through. Um, and I think it was really how they highlighted, some of the like the funny things that with the deflate gate, and then also with going through stuff with Giselle. I thought Kevin definitely opened it up really good. Jeff Ross, they had him there, who's constantly doing the roast. He's like the biggest guy that they always have there all the time. So he was talking about how Bill Belichick's dog stepped on the keyboard, and that's how they picked Brady with the, what is it, the 166 pick or something like that. Um, Drew Bledsoe, he tried to like leverage the fact of like being on stage, and this is how run round one feels like. Try to throw a slight at Tom Brady that way. Nikki Glazer was actually really funny. I mean, she definitely went in on Kevin Hart, talking about how he literally makes like short films, and he never says no to any movies. But the one joke she made that had me on, you got me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But what the one joke that had me was where she talked about um Aaron Hernandez having a ring too, but the ring was around his neck. Yeah. Yeah, that one was dark, man. Like when she went on that one, that was crazy. I thought the Hernandez jokes was a little bit too much.
Yeah,
Um,
Tanya was just asking about it. She said, "What'd you think about the Hernandez jokes?"
yeah.
Is it always going to be too soon?
You know what's crazy? The roasts are like that. I know they had said that was it Aaron Hernandez's fiance. She was given like a whole bunch of like she didn't like it because he's gone and it shouldn't have been like that. But yeah, man, it was bad. It was bad when they went in on Hernandez. Um, Randy Moss was a dud. I thought he could have hired better writers. Um, Kim Kardashian, man, she went as far as comparing one of Tom Brady's hairdos to her stepdad, aka Caitlyn Jenner. So
Oh
that was
no.
wild. They brought Ron Burgundy out. That was cool. He was the first one to reference that Tom Brady was Eli Manning's bitch, and then he proceeded to try to make the crowd chant like Tom Brady's Eli Manning's bitch. Bill Belichick, man, I was a little surprised. I was a little surprised to see him, come out around that time. And when he
You, yeah, you freezing up on me. Give me 1 second, broski.
in my back, you see me? You see me? All right. So I guess I see Kenny had to step away. Yeah. So at that point, what was it? Yeah, Bill Belichick was there, man. Never seen him smile or talk so much. So he was joking around about a lot of shit. Tony Hinchcliffe was actually pretty funny. Like I didn't know he was that funny, but Tony Hinchcliffe was really really funny. Um, Gronk made way too many sex jokes for me. I thought Gronk was doing too much. He was talking a lot about, you know, dude's genitalia areas, and that was a little off for me. I know me and Shay was kind of like, what the hell is going on here? Um, and then who else we got here? Andrew Schultz, man. I've been dying to get a ticket to one of his comedy shows. He is hilarious, man. Um, he was like the reason why Tom Brady had Dana there because Dana was going to teach him how to screw Brazilians out of their purse. And, since Tom Brady's going through that divorce with
Ooh,
Giselle, you want to screw
yes.
out of half our money. Ain't nobody screwed Brazilians out of their money more than Dana White, man. So that shit was
Yikes.
crazy.
Yikes. All right. Tom Brady. Yeah, man, the most decorated one to do it, man. I'm pretty sure everybody had a fake joke for him, but that's what's up, man. I'm happy I was able to laugh at Kanye's expense. You know, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that
um,
Kanye joke was hilarious, man. And then with the simple fact of him talking about how he owns the Bills, the Colts and the Bills. He made the joke about Bills Mafia, talking about how you're a mafia with no rings. I don't know how Griselda's gonna feel about that, but yeah, man, it was a cool roast, man. It was good. If you haven't seen it, man, check it out.
all right. One other thing that I did catch on Netflix was Mr. Jesus Christ, Cat Williams, Woke Folk.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was a good one. He had a really good stand up. If you didn't catch that, that was a he had a couple good moments, couple cringeworthy ones, but hey, we're here now. You know what I'm saying? But it was a really good show. If you haven't caught that one, please do. Good stuff.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Um, yeah, man. Sorry, y'all, man. It's when it rains, it pours. Sometimes with these technology issues, you know what I mean. But here we are working through it. This is the section now where we get into the FCP Sports Corner. But real quick, I want to double back, man. At least on the Jezebel. I won't go back to the disc records. On the Jezebel thing, I I want to know what people were saying, man, because that one I had there specifically because I wasn't hearing anybody talking about Jezebel hours and 2 a.m. hours. Um, so real quick, what was everybody thinking on that, man? Y'all thinking 2
Uh,
a.m.,
yeah,
12
OG
a.m.?
was like OG was she was leaning more so on the open communication means anytime is kind of permitted, as long as you know what I mean. If you talk about where you are versus just not, I guess being oblivious, just showing up. I mean, as long as there's open communication, she felt like anytime is good on both sides. I fought her on that one. I was like, listen, women are frail. They can get thrown in the back of a white van. Like it's good. It's good to be home at 2 a.m. Like, you know what I mean, just to be safe.
Hmm.
You know what I mean, for protection purposes, security. You know what I mean. But a lot of
Yeah.
people was I say it was a 50-50 in the crowd. Some people understood it. Some people agree with it. Some people didn't understand it, or they didn't agree with it at all. But I think 2 a.m. is still a hard time that we got to stick with at the FCP.
All right. I was looking to see what people were gonna say, but I feel you. All right, so we can move on to the sports corner.
We're going to talk next basis first. Because
Uh,
man, I'm happy the rest was in our pocket last night, baby.
yeah, man. Yeah. It was that was a tough game, man. That was a tough game to watch. What is it? Shay Sweet thing say Senior League gives the 2 a.m. time, but don't follow through. Listen,
Oh,
this is all hearsay. You know what I mean? It's all
mm,
hearsay.
mm.
You know what I mean? What I'm saying, do what I gotta do
It's
to
funny
look
you say
away.
that because
You know
it's
what I'm
funny you
saying?
say
Like
that
that's
because
just the
Shay
way it
Sweets
goes.
thing. Funny you
So
say that because Shay Sweet thing sent the FCP media crew a tape of you coming in after 2 a.m. We're
2
gonna
a.m.
play
It
that
was really
right
looking
now.
good out there after 2 a.m.
Oh man, she said it was good for the gooses and good for the gander.
Mm-mm-mm. All right. So yeah, man. Next Pacers was good. Um, I gotta admit, man, the Pacers. I don't know how fast. I don't know how much the Knicks are gonna be able to keep up this pace.
Mm,
Um, them boys were running, but you could tell last night. I was just wondering how. First of all, Jalen Brunson was off the chain, man. Jalen Brunson
yeah,
showed up. He did his damn job.
facts.
But Tyrese Halliburton, man, he's got to try to at least make it interesting. Like he was just moving around. He didn't look like he wanted to shoot. After a while, I was like, dude, if you're trying to sell the game, you're doing a terrible job. But you know what I mean? He looked off, man. He looked real off. But nonetheless, man, the Villanova boys are nothing to play with. They showed up, they showed out, and yeah, I mean the referees, man. There was a point where they called like I think 4 or 5 straight fouls on the Knicks, and I
Yeah,
was like, oh shit, like they trying to get the
and
Pacers to win this one?
and that was the last foul you seen. It's like
Yeah,
because everything after that was bogus. It was weird. You know, what I mean? Hey, I'm happy it worked out the way it did. You know, shout out to the Knicks, but it really could have been turned around another way on mad occasions.
yeah, man. But the big thing for it, man, Jalen Brunson, man, he's been a beast. You know what I mean? 4 straight games with 40 points. ESPN talked about he scored over 210 points in the last 5 games, which is the most points scored over 5 game span in the playoffs since MJ in '93. So that was crazy. 23 from Josh Hart, 25 from Dante DiVincenzo. Man, Indiana, I don't know, man. I think they gave it all they got in that first game, man. Like,
I think that's it. No game plan adjustments.
I really don't, man. It's because to me, it's like the Knicks are just too much. Like, if there was a game to steal, it was that game one. It was really that game one, and they just came out, and it seemed like they just didn't have it, man. They didn't have it, and then now it's just like, what do you do next game? It's the same guys up against the same guys. It's like, yo, if Tyrese Halliburton comes out and doesn't want to score again, you're in the same fucking predicament. Like, I don't know.
Facts. But listen, man. Any visitor coming to the garden, those lights are different, man. It's a lot brighter. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's that platform, that stage is not like during the season. It's already a lot. You know what I'm saying? But come playoff time, like you see Fat Joe sitting right there next to Spike Lee, and it's like it's like there's a lot happening on this front row. You know what I'm saying? Like playing in LA, you kind of get a glimpse of it or a feel for it. But playing in a garden is another animal from an outsider walking in. So I assume for game 2 they will be a bit more mentally prepared for the environment, which I think was a killer for them because once the crowd drowns you out and you and the team just aren't clicking right now, like everything feels like it's going downhill. But I think a night or two off, regrouping, getting some some fresh Gatorade, it should be back into it. But
The funny thing is they were. The funny thing is they were in the game though. Like I hear what you're saying. If they were down by like 10, 15, they were in the game. It was that you don't call that last screen, and we're probably talking about something completely different. That's why I'm nervous for them because the Knicks, man, like it's really just like if Tyrese does not come to score next game, what do you do differently? Like you're not gonna stop Brunson. You gotta hope either Josh Hart or DiVincenzo have a bad game. Not to mention McBride didn't really get off the way he could. Ananobi didn't really get off the way he could. So it's scary, man. I don't know. I don't know.
Mm. Brunson and the Villanova call. We'll see what he can do. See what we can do in game 2.
Yes, sir, man. And then we got Timberwolves in Denver. This is the scariest series I've seen in a while, man. I have never seen a championship team get handled this way the very next season.
Yeah, they're playing Baby Jordan and the top defense in the league. I'm not sure what people were expecting, but when we got two bigs just clogging up the shit, Gobert didn't even play last night. Like you know what I'm saying? But when they got two 7-footers in the paint clogging that up, and harassing defense on Murray all game long, like I don't know what the game plan is for that. No one's had one all season long, but I'd love to see what their update to this is because I don't see it right now. I don't see it. Who's gonna stop who? Who's matching up on who?
I've never seen this, man. They would have never let Kobe would have never. You know what I mean? And it's not even just pure talent. It's just some of those plays, like a lot of them were really good defensive plays, but some of those plays I saw in the first quarter, man, the cat was manhandling Jokic down there, man. Like it was like those are calls that Jokic usually gets. So it's been very interesting to watch. It was interesting to watch game 2. Game 1, I got nothing to say. That was clean. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was clean.
Yeah.
That beginning of game 2, that was like it was like pickup ball out there. I was like, if you're gonna let them play like that, this is gonna be a different type of playoff series. This is really gonna be about who's the bigger man out there, not even the better. But yeah, man, Jamal Murray, he got to figure it out.
He can't play two people. It felt like they're playing 6-on-5 at some point. Because like Murray's like, yo, how am I double and nobody's open? Like something's up. You know what I'm saying? I can't be getting double and nobody be open for this pass at the same time. Something has to give. But you seen his frustration. It leaked out on the second quarter. He's throwing shit on the court, which is very bush league kind of situation. Like I get it. Get a defending chance. We're gonna give you some leeway. So it was weird. They didn't throw no text. There was no fouls called. I'm not sure if the ref seen who did it when it was done. But Tanya's telling us in the chat now he was fined like $100K for his antics, which makes sense. And I rather the fine than a suspension. Take a couple checks, some game checks from him. It is what it is. We'll see you game 3. Hopefully you guys can get a win over in Minnesota. But let him play. Let him play for sure.
Yeah, man. I mean, Edwards shows up, Cat shows up. I don't know, man. This is looking really reminiscent of the 2012 OKC team, man. The first round, they beat Nowinski and the Mavs. Second round, they beat Kobe's Lakers. If they get past these Nuggets, man, this is scary hours. This is really scary hours. And we talked about this a little bit the last couple weeks since these playoffs started. These young boys, they're not afraid. They're ready. Their
Nope.
teams are homegrown. They're ready. The coaches are different, and these are coaches that they preach this philosophy of team and defense. And I strongly stand by what I said before, man. I think we're seeing the end of these super teams, and we're
Mhm.
going to see more teams start to really invest in the growth of the team chemistry.
Yeah, yeah. It's needed. You can keep the roster young because everybody in the West is young. Like I believe Palenka was saying it for the West. Everybody I'm sorry, Magic Johnson was saying it for the West. Everybody in the West is young or getting young, and in LA is just their roster just doesn't show that anymore. So they got to figure out what they need to do in order to get young and get rid of who you got to get rid of in order to get young. You know what I mean? But yeah, Minnesota, OKC, they're definitely doing it right. Homegrown, the keeping the 3, 4 young guys on the squad, growing them up like you just said, keeping them together, making them gel together, be a team. You know what I mean? Get that instead of just kind of throwing high price players together, hoping it works out. This is the only way that truly works out in the NBA. Shouts to them. But yeah, okay, shit. Is it too soon for OKC Minnesota talk? Because that's gonna
Yeah,
be the series. Too soon?
yeah, yeah. Because OKC and Doncic, OKC still got to get through Kyrie and Doncic, man. That ain't gonna be no easy feat. You know what I mean? They're gonna have to really come with it because they're dealing with a force that I don't think they've dealt with before. And playoff Doncic and playoff Kyrie are two totally different animals. I think that game is about to start if it hasn't started already. I think my Celtics handled their business. Thank you, Tanya, for giving me the score. But yeah, man, I can't wait to see that, man. Kyrie's in a very unique position. Doncic and him are just having fun right now and coming off of beating the Clippers, who's supposed to go far. I can see them stealing one in OKC, man. If it's not game one, it might be game two for sure.
You think experience outweighs, I guess, youth in that one?
Experience and talent. You know what I mean? I think OKC has Shy, but Dallas has Doncic and Kyrie. So you know what I mean? Like, granted, Jalen Williams is no slouch. Shet is he can ball, and they got some other guys on there that could put the ball in the hoop. But you talking about two of the most prolific scorers in the league right now who could drop 30 a piece in no time. Like, I think
Thanks.
what was it, game five or game six against the Clippers, Kyrie had like 4 points at the half, ended with like 27. So I
Thanks.
mean, it's going to be scary hours for them for sure.
We shall see. We shall see. All right.
Yes, sir. And then going over to the awards, man. This week, Webinyama, as we thought, received the Rookie of the Year award. And then today, defensive player of the year went to Rudy Gobert. So he not only celebrates the birth of his first child, he celebrates his fourth defensive player of the year award.
Mm. And I got a question for you with that. Do you miss a playoff game for the birth of a child?
Oh
Going in and out
man,
here.
you got
Shit.
to love technology, man. This is not my night.
Oh man. I was asking a quick question, but I know Gobert he missed last night due to the birth of a child. But if you're a professional, would you miss a playoff game for the birth of a child?
Uh,
You got that?
from the birth of a child, that was the last one.
Yeah. I was asking if you're an NBA player, would you miss a playoff game to witness the birth of a child?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
NBA,
absolutely.
that's funny. NBA, I would miss a game for the birth of a child. NFL, I don't know, man. You're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to video chat y'all from the locker room, man, because we we only get about 20 games, man, on the NFL side. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Like at least it's a best of 7 series. If I miss game 2, hey, it's all right, man. We gonna get them
Yeah.
next time. You know what I mean? But it's really we need this Sunday, baby. So I'm gonna need you to hold it down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Keep me in prayer. I'll be there ASAP. But I gotta play this playoff game.
No doubt, no doubt. So now we're just waiting on the MVP award to come out. So we'll see whenever that gets released. But real quick, man, because I know we've been delayed mostly because of me. On the WNBA side, man, Gatorade signs Asia Wilson to a multi-year deal. I know we talked a lot about Caitlin Clark and her deal with Nike. So you see Asia Wilson finally, getting her just due, which she knew she would, but
Mhm.
it's always good to see. Um, the WNBA expansion team that's going to Golden State, they hired Ohema Nayanin as their GM. She spent 5 years as an assistant general manager with the New York Liberty, also a director and manager of basketball operations there. So, with her extensive knowledge working in USA basketball, she brings that to this expansion team. Her tenure officially begins May 13th. So you can see they're finally starting to put some money into the WNBA, man. The team will get the chance to begin competing next year. So there's going to be an expansion draft towards the end of this year so that they can fill out their roster to be ready for next year's season that's going to start. They'll be playing at the Chase Center. Um, WNBA opening double header for the first time will be shown on Disney. So if you got Disney and you are a WNBA fan, you can check out the opening games that are happening there. The Fever are playing the Sun and Mercury are playing the Aces. It's also going to be available on ESPN Plus and ESPN2. And just keeping the WNBA and seeing the investment starting to come back into the league, chartered flights will start now as soon as this season for the ladies, man. So, the travel for them was always really trash, and there was always questions about investing money into the sport. When are they going to do that? It's looking like that's happening this year, so it's really good news for them.
That's nice. Caitlin in the league. First order of business is chartered flights and televised games. We need them. We need them both. You know what I'm saying? For us, in order for it to expand, you gotta make better accommodations for not only the audience to watch it, but for the players to make sure they get there safely without other hassle to worry about. You know what I mean? But it's always a step in a good direction.
Yes, sir. And you know how we always try to close things out. We talk about like new movies, TV shows, and music that's out there. There's a particular song by R&B singer Friday called "Without You" that's out there right now, man. This song is probably one of the most emotional songs that I've heard in a long time.
Hmm.
And when you hear a song and it really like touches you, it's like, wow, okay, that's crazy. The video, bro, is even more intense. You know what I mean? He's in a funeral home and he is definitely very passionately singing this song. You know what I mean? So trust me, if you are going through an emotional time, it's definitely a good song. But be prepared because tear jerker, man, especially if you watch the video with it.
Hmm. Yeah, people got away from the sad video. It's always the flashy, the extravagant portion of the video when they do it now. And also the braggadocious version of a video. That was Friday. That was Friday, Keith. Name of the song called "Without You." But I think the last Ted Jerker video I recall, shit, was it Aaron Hall? Maybe "I Miss You." That
Mm,
I think there was with the pregnant wife at the time. Things didn't work out. Sad ass video, but that might have been the last like sad video that really like jogs my memory. Everybody else is on a boat, jumping up a yacht, big pimping lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Like spinning cheese, all that good shit. But people don't do it
yeah,
no more. People don't do it no more.
no doubt. Oh man, just some closing thoughts as we round up out of here, man. A lot of birthdays coming up before we have our next live next Wednesday. First off, it's gonna be happy early birthday to Prince Ashton out there, man. Shout out to Christina and Brian raising up the
Ashton.
twins out there. You know what I mean? And then of course, man, the very next day, May 11th, we got my man, Ken Capnick.
Let me tell you while I'm getting old this week. Start real fast before we move on for the rest of the birthday shout outs. Listen, man, we New Yorkers, we've been driving since we were 17, 18, with the learner's permit and the real license. I've never looked at the expiration date of my ID ever. Ever. Been 20 something fucking years. Right? I got pulled over a week ago. The cops like, oh no, we just regular routine stop. It's like a bullshit like checking for guns. I'm not the guy. So they're just like, oh, just heads up, man, your ID expires next week. I'm like, excuse me? He says, yeah, your ID expires next week. I'm looking at the date. I'm like, oh shit. I got 6 more days left in this ID. I gotta get this shit. I'm like, when your driver's license expire, bro, that's when it hit. That's when it hits you, man. Like, hey, I've had it suspended. I've had it revoked. That's different. You know what I'm saying? Versus, that date at the end. Yeah, you've reached that. We need you to take an eye test now. We need you. You got to do some things now, so us to trust you on these roads. You know what I'm saying? So I got to put that on the docket this week. I need a new driver's license, bro. You got to get updated.
Yeah, man, that shit. That's always the reminder every time, man. But yeah, man. Shout out to you, brother. I ain't gonna tell him how old you turning. Just know this nigga old.
Hey, man. Hey, 40, man. I stand on it. I'm 10 toes. Shit, 40 toes down. You know what I'm saying? 40 somethings. You know what I mean? 10 of these, 10 of those, 10 of these, 10 of those. You know what I'm saying? But welcome in with open arms. You know what I'm saying? Just not opening the door. So, you know what I mean? It is what it is.
Got you. Yeah, man. And also on the same day, man, shout out to Reem. It's his birthday as well, man.
Remo No Jumper doing the big out there in Cali. Shouts to him, birthday twin.
Yes, man. There's shout out to my guy Major, man. His birthday's coming up next week. You know what I mean? Real cool dude, man. Taught me a lot, showed me a lot, always there. And then of course, man, the youngin.
Young guy. The young guy, man. Lennox, man. Yeah. A big three, bro. He's been kicking and screaming since. Like he's been kicking and screaming since the womb, bro. I mean, so I don't know what we're gonna do for him next week, but man, whatever it is, it's not gonna be enough. He's never satisfied, man. He's never satisfied. Never satisfied that one.
Yeah, now that's cool, man. Shit. Hey, listen, man, we are thankful, we are appreciative, we are just happy enough to be here to celebrate life. And you know what I mean? That's what this is all about, man. Us growing, learning, and then being there to pass it on to the next generation so they can do it bigger and better, man. That's for sure.
Yeah, man. If you guys got tips out there on how to use Just Remain the right way, let me know, because I'm getting there. You know what I'm saying? Trying to avoid it as long as possible, but 40 now. What am I avoiding? You know what I'm saying? It's time. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up.
Man. Yo, man, I've embraced the gray, bro. Like I've embraced it. I'm gonna be salt and pepper out here, man. You know what I mean? It's just gotta happen, man. It's time. It's time, and it means something. You know what I mean? It means something. It means that we've been around. You know what I mean? And it lets the younger folks know that it's all right to be cool. It's all right to be older. You know what I mean? And grown and do things a little differently than what they're seeing right now. We saw a lot of different things when we were young, as far as what was considered cool and what you should aim to be. So now that they see, you know what I mean, they got options now, so it's a lot different.
All facts.
Yes, sir. And then next week, man, we will have our special live dad series with a special guest, man, Coach Red from Bigger Than Basketball. If you just started checking us out last year or even this year, if you just started checking us out, we had him as a guest last year. And he told us a lot about what his Bigger Than Basketball program is doing for the kids, for the youth, man. He's responsible for a lot of these high school kids that are turning into college phenoms and so on and so forth. And I can only imagine where he's taken the company since we last spoke to him. Plus, we got some questions for him on these playoffs, man. We know he's watching it. We know he's got something he's going to weigh in on. So by that time, we should be, who knows, the Knicks might be moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals by then. Who knows? A lot could happen in a week.
For sure. We gotta pick his basketball brain and see what he's thinking.
That's for sure, man. So that's who we'll have next Wednesday. Right now it looks like it's gonna be Wednesday unless something happens, y'all. But y'all know we at least go live every week. You know what I mean? So whether we mix the day up, we coming next week.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
that's
man.
A fact.
Let's see. So what we got here? What is this Celtics slander in here?
Just saying, man. And hey, we New Yorkers, man. I know you're a Celtics fan and all, but it's the town, man. It's I mean, we get there. If it's us versus you, go with us, man. Go with us.
I just want to remind y'all, ain't no stars on that Pacers team, and they almost got out of there. So don't worry about the Celtics yet. Get out of it. Get away from Indiana first. Then we can talk.
I mean, come on, 3 more wins to go. You know what I'm saying? Gentleman sweep. I see in the future. Gentleman sweep. They're gonna get one. You know what I mean? But I do see a gentleman sweep in the next future for this round.
Got you, man. Any last things on your end, brother?
Man, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there for this weekend coming up, of course. Shouts to the missus, love you much. Shouts to Mom Dukes. Just shouts to all the moms out there, man. Keep doing your thing. If you're not doing your thing, we know you are. We just don't see it. You know, you know what I'm saying? But shout to y'all anyway.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. Shout out to my wife, my mom, man. Love you all both dearly. My mother-in-law, you are so special. Thank you for being you. And listen, man, it's just a blessing to be here. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody who hung in there with us tonight. Really apologize for the technical issues, man. I promise you it will not be like this ever again because I'm mad. But I know my man's but I know my man's held it down, so I appreciate it, man. Listen, we here, man. FCP. Love y'all.
No vibes. No vibes. Next week. Peace.